Hi, I'm Kevin Goulhin.
Well, I'm Sam Skeleton.
For fuck's sake! And welcome to Spooky Swirl. BOOO! And welcome to episode 7 of Cinema Swirl. And it's a special Halloween-themed edition. It is Spooky Swirl. Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Mahan, joined in this cascade and dance through Hollywood like two OTPs in a pod. My main boy, Sam Chaplin. How are you, Sam?
Hello, very well,
Sam,
thank you.
You've not seen any of the films, have you?
No, that's the premise.
That's the premise
That's
of it.
the premise.
I think we've nailed that intro down tight now. How are you?
I'm alright, yeah, I'm good.
Fans this week for our special spooky vote voted en masse. A landslide. Alien.
For the least Halloween-y one of all the choices.
Some would say least Halloween-y, but I will definitely say right off the bat that the scariest of the bunch.
Okay.
Although part of me does think that me and you should visit Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm sure we will at some point.
We will at some point in the future. So
we did break the tradition, actually. Jaws should have gone back in this world, but it wasn't a Halloween film.
Yeah, we went a
It'll
separate
come back.
swirl. Yeah, I think that's the thing which we mentioned we might start doing from now on. We'll have general swirl, but we also... but we also want to have, for fan votes, we might do like themed ones, like sci-fi movies, gangster movies, war movies, things like that.
I don't want this to become like the Google Scribble things where it's every day now.
Yeah, no, we don't
It's a
want...
bit tiresome.
No.
Some weeks it'll be a special.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be jazzy.
Yeah.
And thanks very much for voting, of course, over on facebook.com/Cinema Swirl. Be sure to give it a like. So yeah, Halloween. As we're recording this, there's people letting off fireworks outside.
Okay.
Right?
Tis the season.
I was like, earlier I was thinking like, because you were coming over, so I opened my gate to let you in, expecting you to knock on the window, and every few minutes I was downstairs playing Donkey Kong. I'm like, oh, is that no, it's just some fireworks.
Oh.
But leads me to believe the level of fireworks in our neighbourhood is so underwhelming that it sounds like someone rattling on a window.
Sounds like me knocking on.
Oh no! Knock, 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 knock. Like, way! Halloween!
Yeah. And I don't do a big knock. It's not, a sturdy bash, bash, bash. It's just,
More kind of a cat's last dying scratches is what it's more akin to.
Let me in.
Please let me in. It's cold and spooky outside. Well, it is actually cold and therefore relatively spooky at the moment. But on the subject of Halloween, we do have a fan letter here, of course, sent to a digital letter or email as they're known, sent to cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
That's cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
That is officially your new favourite part of the
Yeah, I love it.
show, isn't
Love
it?
it.
Yeah, if you have any questions or the like you'd like us to go through, do send us your emails. We do read them all to cinemaswirl@gmail.com. But this one from Sarah asking, what are your main memories of Halloween? Did little Sam and Kevin dress up at any point? Were you ever scared? So, the first time I ever met you, well, no, that's the first time I met you. The first time I hung out with you was actually on Halloween.
First time we went out on like a night out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like what normal people do. Like,
Yeah.
I was wearing a scarecrow mask and you were wearing a t-shirt that said, I'm not too keen on Halloween.
Yes, I'm very happy with that as my costume.
And what was your costume that year? Apathy?
Yeah. Don't like Halloween.
Well, one of these people now might just, one of these people who puts on an expression on a t-shirt that they don't really mean, like, like fight fascism or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, are you someone who, are you actually not too keen on Halloween?
No, I don't really like it.
Explain.
That's just not for me, mate, yeah.
There's got to be more to it than that, like...
I don't know. It's never appealed to me at all. I know a lot of people get excited about Halloween and they're like, oh, pumpkin spice lattes, oh...
That's autumn, not Halloween.
Dressing up.
You don't like dressing up.
Well, not in public,
But, because for me, Halloween always has two lives. There's Halloween when you're a kid, which is trick-or-treating, costumes, all that jazz.
So I don't remember doing too much of that. Like, maybe some parties, but not going out trick-or-treating.
But then there's usually kind of a period, like, it usually coincides with puberty, where there's kind of like, I'm not allowed to trick-or-treat anymore, but I'm also not allowed to drink or do things like that. So the law-abiding children basically miss out on Halloween for a few years. Yeah. But then once you hit, the late teens...
The law-breaking children
the law...
have an absolute whale of
Oh,
fun.
yeah. at the expense of our personal and public properties.
Yes.
But then, the second wave of Halloween comes, and that can either come in one form when you're a late teen or young adult, which is either again, costumes and lots of drinking and going out and parties and the like. And then there's other people who kind of hold a very rich tradition of watching spooky films and all that. Not been much for either the latter. I do enjoy doing a good costume.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. You've seen me in a good scarecrow costume, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Scarecrow from Batman. Not
sorry, Cillian Murphy scarecrow, because I can
not
do
just
the
Wurzel
accents.
Gummidge.
Batman, why have you not reacted to that fear gas over there?
Yeah.
I'm just scary.
It's quite intimidating.
But yeah, I like that aspect of it, I guess. Who doesn't like to have a party? But Halloween as a kid, though, for you, not a thing?
No.
Did little Chaplin ever get dressed up?
Probably a bit. I think I remember going to one party, and it was when I was quite young. This was late on in the party.
Yeah.
Everyone had kind of, removed bits of their costume. We were all just, having fun. And someone's mum was there, and it was like, "Oh, take off that horrific mask!" And it's just my face.
For
and that was
fuck's
like
sake!
It's a very
Adult to children.
funny joke.
Yeah, anytime an adult does that to a kid, I bet I always imagine them in the car on the way home to their partner kind of going, "You see me fucking zing that dumb shit kid? I'll put him in his fucking place, idiot."
But it says a lot that I still remember that to this day.
Clearly, like.
that stuck with me. I don't know.
Trick-or-treating? Door to door?
No, I really don't like that. I don't like that happening to my door.
Yeah.
Doing that to someone else's door is never a fun thing.
I used to live in a rough neighbourhood during university, and like trick-or-treat, like Halloween was a scary time of year, because it's like, well, one, I don't have fucking candy. If you want like old biscuits, maybe, but like they knock on your door and they expect candy. If you don't have it,
well, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like actual trouble. And if you don't answer the door, it's worse. It's like, so it can be quite a sucky thing.
Halloween or pretend you're not in night.
Yeah, and like that kind of maybe might accelerate you to actually go out on Halloween and stuff like that.
Just to be out of the house.
Well, is that a culture thing? Because in Ireland, it was a big part. I grew up in a village. It was a big thing.
Yeah.
Trick-or-treating. Whatnot. That was before CNN. We were all scared.
I always thought it was like a really American thing, and you get a lot of people saying, "Oh, this bloody American thing that it's not really part of our culture. It's just something we've copied off TV shows like Prom as well. That became more of a thing.
It is quite. I suppose it's on TV. Like we kind of adopted it.
So we just assume we should be doing it.
What was not from the American one when I was a kid was like half a mile walk between houses in the middle of fucking nowhere in pitch black. Maybe some farmer will be kind enough to leave a fucking barn light on, so you might find
gets
your
actually scary.
And the real scary part of this, right? I was going to ask you. My next question was, what do you ever get dressed up as a kid? Do you don't specifically remember any costumes?
It might have been like silly kind of vampire masks or the Scream thing I've seen.
Oh
one
yeah.
Of those. Yeah. I've got a very big head.
Me too.
Which rules out quite a lot of costumes. I don't know if you've experienced that. That some of the kind of rubbery over the head ones. Well, they're really quite tight.
I've typecast myself. I have to have a costume that has a beard now. I mean, that's it. Like, or a mustache if I'm feeling inventive. I can do a slick Commissioner Gordon at a drop of a hat's notice.
Yeah, and he's a scary bastard.
And he's a spooky dude. Spooky how like strict to protocol he stays. Yeah. When I was a kid, I remember specifically very early memory dressing up as Godzilla.
How did you do that?
I remember just having a green t-shirt, having green tights, which from my mother, and we had had stitched on another leg to the tights to make a tail, which we had filled with like old. It looks, and I had a dinosaur mask.
Okay,
and I remember
that look alright.
It was pretty alright. Like,
yeah. I
mean, Godzilla is not like traditionally he's not 4 foot tall and he's not going to piss himself and have a panic attack. Like, but that was just we're working with what we had, you know. But I remember specifically as a kid in my village, though.
Well, I would like to see that
please. Godzilla 2. Someone in Hollywood make it. But I always remember as a kid, though, in the village, standing out because I actually had a costume. And I don't know if it's an Irish thing, but most children on Halloween usually had a black bin bag. All right, you're not allowed to laugh at the famine and this, all right? You can only laugh at one.
Just to clarify, I did not laugh at the famine.
But yeah, all right. I will say before you titter, well, no, it is fucking ridiculous. Actually, look here, a black bin bag on, right? The 2 armholes punched in it, and then boot polish on the face.
Oh no, that's not okay.
You would be on Puka Dove, which is like the black ghost.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's Irish.
Trick or trash type thing.
Trick or trash. And it's like I always thought, like, okay,
I've come dressed as rubbish.
I've come dressed as the crap you've thrown out.
That's a rubbish costume, exactly.
And this was before Trubbish was even a Pokemon, you know.
Wait, what?
Oh, you don't even know Trubbish?
Trubbish?
Oh man, you got to Google that shit.
I remember the original, however many it was, but I don't remember Trubbish.
Oh, Trubbish is a new addition. But yeah, all these kids run around dressed up as rubbish, like, and I thought it was just the people I knew that was just like either a family thing or it was like we're living in our means very strictly this Halloween. But I remember specifically once being in a car with a friend and he got all excited about Halloween because I said something like, oh, I might try and go as like Spider-Man this year, and he's like, oh, I might go as Batman or Superman, and his mother turned around and goes, you'll get a fucking bin bag and that'll be good enough. I was like, whoa! Is there like some sort of conspiracy going on here?
That's such a sad little vignette of
Irish. We keep getting those, don't we?
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah.
Tragic. I know. I've liked Halloween. I'm not such a horror film fan though that I think I've come to the point now where every year it's like, yeah, man, 8 Halloween movies in a row or something.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah, my bro goes to like the do like the marathon screenings in like Edinburgh in the cinemas. They'll do like, I did like 12 hours at him once of zombie movies. And I was like, man, there's like, you smell a lot of ripe middle-aged single white male farts over 12 hours. Like, so yeah, I kind of veered away for a little bit, but. I think Alien, our movie today.
Yeah.
Regardless of spooky or not, I think this is a big one on the list.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, in general, not just in Halloween terms, because it doesn't. Let's be honest, it doesn't really fall in too much into that room. It's a bit scary. It's a lot. It's
scary. I'd say it's probably it's sci-fi / horror. Aliens is an action movie, but Alien is definitely a horror movie. I would
Some people were saying like, watch Alien. More importantly, watch Aliens.
Aliens will give us more of a Commando Terminator 2 feel.
Yeah,
this will give us a spooky feel.
Terminator was like a horror, and then Terminator 2 was
kind of action. Yeah, it's kind of following the similar kind of principle. Yeah,
okay.
This is a scary one, but one I imagine as well that people must have been on you about Alien, surely.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I know my older brother was a big fan. I seem to remember maybe like an Alien poster, or at least a model of the Alien. I think I've played one of the video games, but my memory of video games is, I think I've mentioned this before,
it's like other people playing them,
watching other people playing them, because I'm pretty bad at video games, apart from Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 8, which he's pretty indestructible at. It's like Terminator as well, where it's got this massive giant franchise that's spawned out around it.
Yeah.
And there's loads of video games, and there's shitloads of comics and books.
There's Alien versus Predator. Yes. So I think in my mind I kind of sometimes get the Predator and the Alien a bit mixed up.
Well,
one seems to have dreadlocks.
That's the Predator. Yeah. That's the kind of Rastafarian of the two. Alien, designed by, here's a name if it's familiar to you, H.R. Geiger.
He died recently.
You only know that because our friend posted loads about it. Is that your only experience of H.R. Geiger?
I think so, yeah.
He's quite a famous Swiss kind of designer. He was known for... He designed the Alien. He's worked in loads of other movies. Famous for this like really kind of disturbing, sexual, dark, kind of twisted artwork that he does and kind of sculptures. A lot of phallic imagery. Something which you probably will notice in Alien. I mean, the Alien itself from Alien. Do you know anything about it?
What, is it a willy? Is that what you're trying to get?
What, I mean, can you describe what it looks like?
It's a big scary willy running around.
A big scary willy.
It's kind of, I think it's got like a curve to it. I seem to remember. Quite dark.
Yeah.
Got little hands.
Sam is doing hands. A T-Rex kind of.
T-Rexy kind of.
Jazz hands T-Rex.
It's just a curvy, skeleton-y looking, horrible bastard.
Here's the question. When its mouth opens up, do you know what?
Has it got another mouth?
Yeah. How do you know that?
I don't know.
Huh. That's interesting. Do you know how the alien reproduces? How another one comes out? There's quite a famous thing with Alien.
When the mummy alien and the daddy alien love each other very much.
Let me tell you about the bird aliens and the bee aliens.
Yeah, they have a special cuddle, and then there's a little baby alien.
You ever see anything parodied maybe where like something coming out of the chest?
Oh, that's the reproduction.
Yeah, the chest burster. Is that ever?
Oh no, I've seen the kind of little. I've seen there's like a knick-knack advert. I seem to remember.
Oh my God, you're right.
Knick-knack came out, and that was a parody of Aliens.
I love knick-knacks. That's put me right off them.
I hate them.
I fucking love knick-knacks. Yeah. Oh no, they're the best. They're a king of chips.
Ugh.
Oh my God, get out of here.
Guys, I don't want knick-knacks to follow us.
In space, no one can hear you scream. That is the tagline of this movie.
That's Alien.
That's Alien.
Oh, okay.
That's a familiar phrase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good. Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
Know of her?
Know of her, yes.
What do you know of her for? Other than that, she's got an awesome name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sounds like she has like a character in her own series of adventure novels.
Yeah. She was in the film Alien.
Yeah. Really?
Probably Aliens.
Yeah,
I know she was in Avatar actually because people.
You've seen Avatar?
I haven't. I've seen. Well, I've seen like 20 minutes of Avatar.
How did you manage to see 20 minutes?
Because my whole family went to see it at the cinema in 3D, and I just couldn't be bothered. I didn't care about it, and they were, "It's amazing, you need to watch it." And they got it on like Blu-ray or something, and I watched a bit of it.
Wait, sorry, they didn't all go and see in the cinema, and you just sat outside while they're all there going, "Wow, yeah!"
Not outside the cinema.
Where did you go when they were watching?
I just think I didn't go, and I don't know if they all went together. Like, as
saying, "Wow, zoom!
Let's all go have fun without Sam." But I think they'll
come out laughing like with balloons that say Avatar.
They've all seen Avatar in the cinema in 3D.
Yeah,
but I haven't, so I watched it on my own.
20 minutes, yeah. Never seen it, so.
But I know Sigourney Weaver's in it because when Avatar was being announced, people made a big fuss about it.
So you haven't seen her anything else then?
I probably have, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Ridley Scott, the director.
Yep.
That's another name now, which is probably familiar, but you probably won't be able to tell me anything about him.
No.
He's not the Riddler, if that's what you're...
Riddler Scott.
Riddler Scott, like.
Okay, did he do something recently?
Oh, this is great. Like, this is kind of like tips for pretending you know about films. He did a project recently with some very famous actors.
Yes. No, actually,
there were studios involved.
Was it Prometheus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Prometheus is actually... Wait, have you seen Prometheus?
No.
Okay, because Prometheus looked
dull as dishwater to me in terms of what I like about movies.
Prometheus is actually a very roundabout prequel to Alien.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I kind of knew about Prometheus, well, because it was a big deal, but also because...
Again, we should say our friend Dan just loves Alien and the whole franchise.
He will talk about it.
We were in Edinburgh with him, and it was around the time that Prometheus came out, actually.
Yeah.
So we bore the brunt of a lot of Alien fandom.
Yeah, but also I know about Prometheus a bit because one of the showrunners of the show Lost, Damon Lindelof, wrote Prometheus, and I'm a big fan of Lost.
So you think you might like Prometheus as a result?
I'm sure I will like
the same level of quality and detail is apparent in both. I'll tell you that much.
Yay.
Random fun fact about Alien. This is we feel compelled to mention dads all the time on this. The first date that my dad took my mum on ever when they first met.
Yeah.
We went to Tucker. He took her to see Alien in the cinema.
Wow.
So keep that in mind.
And they're still together.
While we're watching this, now I will warn you going in, it's not a romantic film.
I don't know your dad, but he's like a very interesting man.
He is, definitely that. Are you psyched to see Alien?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to go do a cinema swirl?
Cinema spooky.
Space, no one can hear you say for fuck's sake. We're back after watching the deeply terrifying and is Alien. That was how did you find that, Sam?
Good movie.
You scared?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah. Well, I was.
I was worried because there were parts from this and you were noticeably scared.
Yeah.
I'm going to say on a limb that I think was this more scary than The Shining because you laughed less. There were less goofy moments in this. I think that kind of could cause a man to start laughing.
I think The Shining will have more of a long-lasting effect on me, but this was more
in your
immediate
face.
Scary. Shining was a bit more.
So this is kind of more of an immediate. So you can see why my dad would take a woman he planned to marry.
Perfect date movie.
Perfect first date. This funny. I should have mentioned this beforehand, but I mean, I just only have to realize how scary I found this film, and it was one of the first movies that really scared me as a kid. I remember distinctly, quick little story, seeing this when I was 6 or 7 years old. I've been quite scared, but also very disorientated because we got a lot of first person, a lot of chasey bits in this, and that's really and a lot of flashing lights, strobe lights. I remember seeing this when I was 6 or 7, and it not immediately affecting me, but I remember being very shook. Then I went to bed, and the second I closed my eyes, I had nightmares, and I woke up in a disorientated daze, and I tried to find my way to the bathroom, and instead I got into my own cupboard, and I pissed myself in my own cupboard, which I thought was a bathroom. So thus was the terror. It put me in a kind of a terror coma.
Did you piss yourself, or did you piss like just into a cupboard?
No, I got in and I was like in the cupboard, and I'm like, ah! And I just like I pissed myself, like so. Wow. And that's the power of a scary movie right there.
Well, I don't want to go home now. That's going to happen to me.
I mean, I'll be honest, it was a hard one to explain, even with the kind of era here. I'm fucking 6, like. I can piss wherever I want to without really any the fact that I have to explain myself as a 6-year-old, I was scared I pissed.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
You might have a slightly more difficulty with the landlord. If he comes in, he's like, house smells of piss. What's going on here? Well, I watched Alien. Say no more. We open in space where no one can hear you scream. Just for the record, actually, this movie 1979 was the release date, and particularly with some of these space shots, we weren't watching this in the highest quality, I'll say immediately. No. DVD only, but like I always appreciate a nice big rolling landscape of space.
Yeah, it's good looking.
Is it just like because Star Wars did it quite well?
Yeah.
Is it just easy to make stuff look good in space using models, or like are we just really good filmmakers?
I don't know. I really enjoyed the titles actually for 2 reasons. One, it was nice to see the name of the film for a long time was Alec. Alan. It took a long time for that middle bit of the E to come in.
Yeah, it's really. I was worried we were watching it.
It was never going to come.
Is my ratio fucked up? I was about to hit 4:3 letterbox mode, you know.
And also, font fans, a lot of lowercase Helvetica, which I really liked. The titles good. And stuff. That's quite.
That must have been like 1979 was one of the first instances of Helvetica being used, considering it was before Mac OS X was popular. We are introduced to the Nostromo, which is a fucking terrifyingly large looking
spaceship.
Sounds
delicious.
Yeah, everything. Save me a slice, mate. It doesn't look delicious.
No.
Most things in this, particularly space things, alien things, designed or in part designed by H.R. Geiger.
Yeah.
Black, shiny, phallic, curvy, veiny.
Yeah.
Scary.
Well, I'm hungry just hearing you say that, Kevin.
I was going to say, I'm horny just hearing you say that, like. I mean...
When you said like it doesn't look delicious, I was like, none of this film gave me an appetite, I've got to say.
If you're a Freud fan, this movie will do things to you. I mean, no one will be having sex with their mother after watching this, is all I'm saying, mate. Like, so we agree to everyone who wakes up from space sleep.
Yeah.
This is a movie which I enjoy, set entirely in space. Therefore, space can be used liberally as an adjective.
Yeah, space sleep.
Not having space breakfast, you know. They're playing space cards, something like that. And they all start with their post-sleep fast. So they're all kind of in hypersleep. I don't know about you, but if I've been in bed for like 18 weeks, nothing lightens my mood more than several large cigars, which seems to be what
everyone's smoking. The scene of them all waking up.
Yeah,
it's quite cool because there's a lot of fades, and it kind of does you feel a bit
like the passage of time.
You feel the drowsiness and the kind of
slowly coming into it. You're kind of introduced to the scenario as soon as they are.
There's a lot of that in The Shining fades.
Yeah,
and I thought that looks a bit weird, and then I was like, actually, that's quite effective.
No, it's good. It particularly at the start of this movie. I mean, this is a movie as well. No more than when we're looking at The Shining, Ridley Scott. There's a serious, amazing director, and you can really feel, even little things like camera work, fades, stuff like that, transitions between scenes.
Yeah, they're all having a big laugh around the table at the start. They're all having a big chit chat. Michael, is it Michael?
Parker.
Is it Michael Parker?
Yeah, well, Parker's what everyone calls him. Parker.
I think it's Michael. But
Parkinson. Michael Parkinson.
Michael Parkinson.
If you're on a spaceship over age of 60.
Not in my contract, yeah. That's what Parker seems to always say. It's not in my contract.
I want to get
more
paid.
about this bonus situation.
More about the bonus situation and the free gift for joining Sun Life Insurance right now.
And a free Parker pen just for inquiring.
I love a bit of Parky. How about you? Young John Hurt we're introduced to as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did John Hurt not speak at your graduation?
Oh, he was supposed to.
But he decided...
Didn't bother turning up.
Had a look at you and he was like,
yeah.
You fucking kidding me?
Also, fun graduation fact, I'll just bring this up now. At my graduation, they got my name wrong. That's a fun thing. Just
in my graduation, I deferred it so I could do it at a time that suited me. So I got my own special Latin introduction because I was the only one from my course graduating that time. So they had to get my name right because I was the only one they were reading off in that section.
You got a special amazing time. I got Sean Chaplin.
And not John Hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, We just got the Vice Chancellor, but at least he showed up as advertised.
I've got a big disappointment that day. That's not the point, guys.
No.
So, the bonus situation.
Have you ever been in a position inquiring about bonuses?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah?
Asda.
Yeah? Big bonus situation. And
big bonus. Yeah, everyone was kicking off about the Christmas bonus at Asda.
So the thing, the Christmas bonus, that was like a recurring thing in like any show, comedy, sitcom or whatever growing up. If a dad worked in any sort of industrial or like blue collar job, they got extra money at Christmas.
Yeah.
The fuck, that's never happened in any job I've worked.
That happened for me. I got a solid 50 quid.
That's not proper. That's not going to like put turkey on the table.
No, and that was the bone of contention at Aston. Everyone was a bit upset about the measly 50 quid. I've left there now. It's fine.
It's fine. It's grand. Better things, mate. We get transmission from far away, and everyone's woken up as they're assuming that their journey, their commercial vehicle, I think they're heading back to Earth, woken up assuming that, we're nearly home. But no, it's actually this transmission.
Are they basically just in a van? Is that kind of like the space equivalent of
more or less, like, yeah. They're a man with a van on a galactic scale.
Yeah.
And
because I'm trying to like compare this to Earth version, and it would just be if you just got stuck on the motorway and someone like was ringing a phone box or something. You have to wake
up your people who are in car sleep, deep car sleep. Yeah, they have to head to another planet. There's apparently a distress signal, and they've all signed a contract saying if there's a distress signal or there might be an alien life or something, they all have to go, and everyone's all grumbly, and the planet is shit as well.
Oh, it's a shit planet.
It's like Grimsby, the planet. The ground is acid and the wind is made of rocks.
A thing I like about the ship is that just the idea that in the future all the ship stuff has like beepy lights. I like that about the future.
I like the fact that they're in space, yet whatever has been printed off is on a dot matrix. I like that,
And there's like that Joy Division album artwork type stuff on all the monitors.
Yeah. It's like we've mastered intergalactic travel, but not vector graphics. I like that.
Oh, this planet has got some unknown pleasures on it.
This is like a horrible alternate reality where technology developed at an alarming rate and aesthetic was left. The Steve Jobs of the world were shunned in favour. It's a very brutal quality to the technology in all of these films. So, they're heading down to the planet. All kinds of turbulence.
Yeah.
Shaky, fire, sparks.
And the funniest alarm I've ever had.
I want this as a ringtone.
I can't remember what it sounds like.
It's more or less an It sounded like you doing a Chewbacca impression. And it was really unalarming. If anything, the alarm was making light of the situation.
They had like a big alarm, and then that stopped, and they just went.
The situation's still going on, lads, just in case you're aware. Like. So the ship is basically broke. They've landed on this shite planet. Mm-hmm. We do get introduced to a very nice-looking cat.
Oh, Jonesy.
It's funny, it's the one character who I never struggled to remember the name of. It's the cat, Jones.
Jonesy. Yeah.
It's great. Like, I can't believe I've had so many cats over the years, I've never called any of them Jones.
Yeah, I've just written Little Cat. Aww.
Little Cat.
When I first saw Jones, you don't get his name, you just say, oh, there's a little cat.
Little cat.
That's nice.
Hello, sir.
That's a nice little treat.
Is he the mouse officer on board the ship, in case there's any space mice?
So we're introduced to Mother at this point, I think.
Which is the onboard computer system.
Yeah, which I basically think is Siri. That's my...
Yeah, because Ridley at several points is like, Mother, is it raining? Mother, I want to eat KFC near the Phil Hartman concert. Can you work that out for me?
Just say Phil Hartman.
Yeah. Because it's specific, because that's how... Siri's never worked for me.
Yeah.
Ever.
No?
No, not once.
Oh.
I like the cold Android equivalent, which is just like, look, I'll just Google what you said. All right?
Yeah.
The exploring party are sent out to try and find the location of this, and immediately, even though we're still kind of like, everyone's like, hi ho, off to do the plot. You got quite scared quite quickly.
Yeah, it's the whole kind of Cloverfield shaky cam thing as well. When
the first person, that's actually been proven to be incredibly disorienting particularly if you're in a theater. We watched it on a bigger screen, but I found it quite jarring.
Yeah. It's just a freaky thing. It feels a bit more real when you got people bouncing around in their little cameras.
They made a shit movie of Doom, the first person shooter.
Yeah,
and apparently they had like a 15-minute sequence originally that was in first person. They had to cut it because people in the cinema were actually getting sick because when you in that forced perspective for so long, you just get dropped into it. But yeah, it's very unsettling very quickly.
Yeah, I felt a lot of dread when they're going into this big. What do they go into? Like a
it's an abandoned ship.
Yeah.
And actually all this kind of part here where they're going to the ship, that weird looking dude who's like, oh, it's a dead alien life form who's holding on to the big massive kind of skeleton yoke and all that.
Yeah.
Prometheus all tied into that.
Okay.
I will say this is an occasion where it's good that you've not seen a film, because I think if you'd seen Prometheus first and then saw this, I don't know, it just would have ruined this moment for you, because it's quite mysterious what's going on.
Yeah, but I felt a lot of dread as soon as they got into that thing, and there was all these kind of bone.
Yeah, and because it's so dark, and you only get the light from the guy's helmets, and you can see there's bits dripping, and it's all.
I got a deep sense that someone's going to get aliened at any point. It's like
you actually use that. You said someone's going to get aliened.
Yeah, you use it as a verb.
Yeah, you immediately saw it coming, I suppose.
Yeah, well, obviously. And who's the guy who has the thing through his chest at one point?
John Hurt.
Yeah, what's his character name? John Hurt. He. He does a bit of like, hey guys, check this out. Guys, look, there's a bit of that.
It's always the scientist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, inquiring minds. Hey, what's this?
Look at this. I'm going to go down this hole. No, you're not. Why?
What's this egg-looking yolk over here? Like, like, hey guys, look at this. Look at that.
You don't have to. Like, why are they? Just
there may be Indians buried here. Let's dig them up and bury them upside down. Why not? Like,
and he goes down into the creepy hole. He's like, oh,
it is a haunted egg.
This weird leathery object. It's kind of like eggs. Like, oh, they're probably eggs, mate.
Almost egg-like in their nature.
Egg-like eggs down here.
There's some sort of living organism in there. Better shake it vigorously. Better tap it with my pen. Better pour me hot bovril on it.
It's just, he's asking for trouble, and he gets to this one egg, and there's life in there.
And it actually, again, the light shining through it. It looked
a translucent egg thing.
The thing that's all physically real, a special effect that's been done. No Hollywood gimmicks.
No computer jiggly.
No 3D movie maker here, folks.
No,
those are very impressive. Stuff like that. Like
that said, just as the egg opens, I thought, oh, there's a chicken fillet in there.
It did.
It just looks like
perfect chicken fillet. There's a little bit of skin on it still.
Yeah, John Hurt just went, oh, we've got supper for later, guys.
Don't worry. Oh, it's marinating. My bad. I should have left it ideally for 2 nights.
Then he gets chicken in the face.
And this happens just as we find out the transmission isn't actually, a distress signal. It's actually a warning. Like, oh, guess we shouldn't be here. And bloody horrible fucking, I don't know, crab thing comes in. You played Half-Life, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, you obviously know where head crabs come from.
I've watched someone play Half-Life, Kevin, so...
I wasn't a complete loser, I'll have you know.
Head crab.
Yeah, more or less.
That's
fucking gross. Isn't the thing, like, wrapping around your face very tightly like that.
It's not this bit yet, but the wrap around the neck as well.
Yeah. I get quite squeamish about.
Yeah, I saw you kind of visibly recoil when that
neck stuff.
Thing.
Don't like if I see stuff happen to people's fingernails as well.
Ooh.
That always gets me, and also eye as well. If anything like in a movie, which is kind of like, or even someone's like lifting up a fingernail or something. Like,
don't watch the Channel 4 series Utopia, because pretty much all of that stuff happens.
Thanks for the content warning, pal.
That's no problem.
So they're bringing him back, and this happens quite a lot in Alien, is that they don't kind of go phrasing going like, look, the thing, it's got him. Now look at it, continuing to get him. That happens a lot in modern kind of scary movies.
Actually, there's a lot of just like, that's happened, and then quick cut to like,
and you're back in the
we're
ship.
dealing with it now. It's not like, shit, the thing, It's like, straight away, it's just, okay, he's got the thing, he's fucked up, we're trying to get in now, please.
So they kind of focus on just the terror of the event happening, but they don't kind of belay. It's not gory, this movie.
No.
It's not as if you're going to have ages with this thing like writhing on his face. And going,
you'd get that now.
Definitely.
But there's no...
And it would have to jump up and turn around and glisten.
I'm sure part of it is down to, obviously effects, but I think it's also kind of deliberate. There's this kind of
you don't
pacing thing.
And it kind of pulls you away before you even comprehend what's happened, and it actually makes you even more uneasy.
Yeah.
Which
they're just having to deal with the situation, so open the damn hatch.
Ren Ripley is there, is like, don't want to break protocol, and the guys are down there, look, we got a fucking 2 hours to go here. Do you want any plot at all? Like, all right, get on.
Ripley's just like, sorry guys, against company policy, gonna have to leave you. Let's go home, guys. The end.
And then the shifty science officer is like, why'd you let him on there? I can do if he's the medical expert, why is he not just the doctor? Science officer.
Yeah, I laughed a lot at the title Science Officer, because I just thought that was really funny.
I want to have a little badge.
Yeah.
If I was a science officer, I'd make you my deputy, is all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Deputise you.
That's very sweet. Like, when kids want to grow up, they've got a chemistry set. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Science officer.
And now we sit and wait for people to actually tweet us how that is a real job.
Yeah, so I'm a science officer.
And I'll never listen to your show again. Or drink Pepsi Max.
You've got a stupid title.
I bet there's a science officer who works at Maplin's who spoiled the fucking deal. I like the idea of us having big deals. Oh, Mr. Yamamoto-san with the Pepsi Japan deal.
Yeah.
We've got to make sure everything goes perfect. Like,
Maplin were just faxing through the details, and now this.
Oh, damn it! Like they tried to remove the face hugger from John Hurt.
Oh.
Found a couple of horrible details. First of all, it has a penchant for the throat. Second of all, it has got acid for blood.
Yeah, acid blood. Oh, also we hear it. My God.
My God.
My God. Yeah.
You are one ugly son of a bitch. Yeah, I like the idea now, the alien. As being an evolution nut, I like the idea of this horrible, nasty creature which is just designed to not be killed.
Yeah. Oh.
With its convoluted life cycle. Oh, it's a zoologist's dream, this thing.
And it's acid blood, which led to what I think is quite a funny, almost Benny Hill-like sequence of them trying to they're trying to catch the goop, and they're like, oh, no, down on the next floor. Oh, we've nearly got it. And I'm like, what are you going to catch it with?
They're running downstairs and they're like, yo, Mr. Heisenberg, this acid is really hot.
They're trying to get it. And I'm like, what are you going to do when you got
Cup
it?
their hands.
Yeah.
Get a load of newspaper or sawdust. Something, club soda, what have you.
They've not thought it through. They're just chasing it to see what happens. But it stops, doesn't it?
The alien, we learn, is incredibly badass, very resilient, very tough. Even things like it's resistant to having anything put on it because it has like this like layer of silicone around it. They can't cut into it. It's fucking... They don't know what's going to happen, but the science officer insists that they keep it alive, so they're doing it. Then you find out, next day, Facehugger is just seemingly dead. Yeah. John Hurt is asleep. He's like, oh, he'll be all right.
He's gone away.
It's fine. Movie over.
Dallas and Sigourney nip in and they say, where's he gone? And then Dallas knocks something over. Oh,
it's a fake jolt right there. Yeah. It's the 70s. It's not yet a trope.
You plonker.
Science officer is definitely a creep at this point. The way he's looking at the whole thing.
Oh yeah, no one trusts science officer.
And like they're like, all right, better burn this thing. He's like, no, let's dissect it. He's there like picking up all the flaps.
I want to keep it.
Look how sexy it is. He's a creep.
Yeah. Oh, and it just kind of flops down at this point from the ceiling.
It's like lifeless. So it's definitely dead. And John Hurt.
It's gross. It's properly gross. This crab thing.
Are you creeped out by crabs?
I'm creeped out by sea creatures on the whole.
Have you seen a giant isopod?
I don't want to.
Oh, I'm so tempted to show you one now.
Well, you can do it.
No, I'm going to show you.
You can do it, and I'll get audibly upset.
I just want to like gauge your level of creepiness.
Just so the audience at home knows, Kevin is now deliberately trying to scare me.
I'm trying to gauge if that's a giant isopod.
Oh fuck! No, that's not good.
No,
I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah. They eat Doritos. There's actually some pictures of them eating Doritos, which will completely.
Oh, and I don't like Doritos either.
Oh no! Get away from me, Doritos! You nasty giant isopod. Crabby type things. Then like chitinous stuff, shell on the outside.
Properly didn't like.
Really shit. So the facehugger then, not a fan.
No, that was not nice.
It's all tight. Scorpions, do they get you?
Not as much, but it's the same kind of
centipedes?
Vibe. Yeah, a little bit.
Centipedes, yeah. They're creepy.
Yeah. Oh, at this point, the thing's dead and they've kind of got it.
Yeah. And Dallas is like, let's all go back to space sleep.
We're going home.
Hey!
We've not got the backup power and the blah, blah, blah. I just want to get home at this point.
I want to get my space sleep on.
Yeah.
I want to get my space dick sucked, you know what I'm saying? You know? John Hurt wakes up then, completely fine.
Yeah.
Grand.
Happy as Larry.
He missed your graduation while he was out, but other than that, he's fine.
Okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, if he showed up at your graduation with a facehugger, it would have been rude, if nothing else.
They're all sitting around eating food, having a great time. He's like,
hey!
I'm better now.
I'm better now.
I'm going to have some bloody nice food when I get home.
Who put that in me, Bovril? And the guy's like, come on, man, the food ain't that bad. And all of a sudden, blood. Come on, man, the food ain't that bad.
Michael's been, Parker, he's been cracking wise this whole time.
Parky won't stop, like.
He's still
his
going.
infamous rapport with his guests is beyond reproach in this.
And at this point I was like, oh shit, this is the knick-knack bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Knick-knack, paddywhack.
Is this why you don't like knickknacks?
Yeah.
I was going to show you a big picture of a bag of knickknacks now, but I don't want to scare you
anymore.
anymore.
Don't do that.
It is gross, isn't it?
It is gross. Yeah. It's not as gross as the crab. I don't mind it coming out of it. It looks alright.
That's a
looks very phallic.
Of all the places for something to come out, the chest is tough, and that's the idea of like when you're breathing, things that air
comes out in the
comes out the sternum, like the breastbone, like through the heart.
That's not nice.
It's a really scary thought. There's a whole thing with this is that one of the reasons why apparently men find this so scary is that it's apparently meant to symbolize like the agony of childbirth and stuff like that, and it's a whole psychological thing that apparently feels just kind of the idea of something growing in you and forcibly coming out
is not a nice for blokes, mate, for fellas,
for us who sit, us blokes,
for us #lads,
banter, mate. You just want to sit around and have some Pepsi Max and watch the football lager.
Don't give birth through my chest to an alien.
Oh bloody hell, bloody missus make me do all the chores.
I'd rather hang out with my mates.
I'd rather hang out with my mates other than have a chest burster come out me chest actually. But I'm down to earth.
That was gross.
Yeah.
The only thing was when it sort of runs away. That was really funny. I just laughed at it.
Have you seen Spaceballs?
No.
Well, actually, it would make sense you would have seen a parody of a movie you hadn't seen before the start of this part.
But it's funny at running away.
They parodied that, and it's kind of ruined that.
It doesn't run away, it just sort of scoots away.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. That's my cue to skidoo. He's out of there. And he still looks like a chicken fillet as well.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
He's still quite chickeny.
But it's fucking gross.
Yeah. So is that the baby of the crab?
Yeah.
Crab-made baby.
So what happens is, grows in an egg, face hugger, blah.
So hold on, it grows in an egg?
Yeah. Okay. The adult aliens, the queenie alien lays eggs.
Whoa, don't get sciencey on me.
All right.
Don't get mythology.
All right, birds and bees again, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
Bird and bee, bang, boom, make an egg. Egg makes face hugger. Face hugger finds a suitable host, goes blah, incubates inside you. Yeah. That's why nobody knows they were keeping John Hurt alive, giving him oxygen and all that. And then when the baby phallus is mature enough, it explodes out, scurries away, and then kind of goes into a little cocoon type thing, grows up, big boy alien.
Okay, cool.
It's actually funny because, again, nipping back to our zoology, as we were, a lot of like...
So, Kevin, are you a trained zoologist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, you get to talk about Pepsi, I get to talk about fucking zoology.
Yeah. We've all got our expertise.
We've all got our expertise. We all have our degrees in respective subjects.
Yeah.
But like many, particularly parasites and whatnot, go through weird life cycles like that, where it actually involves them having to be in a different animal, or sometimes multiple animals, for them to reach their mature stage where they make more offspring. So the idea being that if they're kind of fixed to working on certain species and needing to go through a life cycle, they can time all up and ensure that they have a perfect set of offspring and all that.
Get inside John Hurt.
It's fucking disgusting. Yeah. It's really gross.
Well, at this point, I'm thinking they're never going to get home. That's right. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, you're always in a position. The delays, and you're kind of sitting there looking at the watch, going, "Right, we've been not space sleeping for over a day now, folks." Ridiculous. So they're going to try and find a little tiny chicken fillet.
Yep.
Which seems like a pretty impossible task.
Yeah.
Given how tiny it is, they don't want to kill it either, so they've got shock sticks.
Yeah. This is like going in Tesco just before closing time, mate. You're not going to get any fresh meat.
You're not going to get any chicken, right?
No
way. And if you do, it's going to be all grey and cloudy, and there'll be steam on the package because it's now gross. And the hunt doesn't go so well. As a matter of fact, the alien has grown to full-grown size, and some lad gets the lad with the hat who says "yeah" all the time.
Yeah,
he gets got in front of poor Jonesy.
I just said "yeah" then without even thinking that was no. I didn't do that.
You're going to get killed by the alien now, man.
But yeah, Jonesy is they try and get it in a locker, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, there's movement in the locker. Hopefully, Jonesy,
what are you doing here?
And then Hatmandu, he just, tries to find Jonesy, and he just keeps saying, Jonesy. I just keep thinking of Vinnie Jones at this point.
I'm a big fan of Vinnie Jones, as you obviously know.
Why do I have in my head that Jonesy is like a thing from something?
Jonesy?
I
don't think
For some reason, I'm doing it in kind of Ray Winston's voice.
Yeah,
I think he's talking to Vinnie Jones.
You haven't seen any film...
I haven't seen any films.
Yeah, you haven't seen Lock, Stock, have you?
But no, I just have this image in my head of
that's going to go on the swirl, I think.
Ray Winston talking to Vinnie Jones. Jonesy. Want to place a bet on some football?
It's probably fucking Pirates of the Caribbean or some bullshit like that.
But Hatman,
he gets got.
Also, sorry, I'm going over this scene, but Hatman steps into what appears to be like a fucking wind chime room with water coming down.
Yeah.
What's that?
They're like cooling towers, I think, so it's condensation coming down, as far as I know.
Oh.
I'm sure an alien buff will correct me if I'm wrong on that one. That's what I was led to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man down. 2 men down in total now. So they're...
as this murder happens, sorry, there's a cut to like Jonesy's face. Just went,
Yeah, it's right over the cat. Like, oh, heavy breathing. Like, Cat's just thinking, I can't wait to eat his remains. Yeah. Yeah, alien, fucking terrifying. Cat sees it all. We have a plan formulated by Dallas, which is to get it in the air ducts, and he's going to go follow it with a flamethrower. Mm-hmm. I like his style, this Dallas type.
He has a chat with Mother though, doesn't he? Tries to see what's going on. Just it keeps getting down to like unable to compute.
Yeah, he's like alien situation, how to deal with, does not compute insufficient data.
No 4G, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to try something now, just for everyone at home. What are my chances?
There's no one in your contacts matching chance.
That's Mother.
Siri, is it raining? No. Any update on the Phil Hartman concert? No.
Siri, is it raining?
No, I don't think it's raining right now.
Thanks, that's the one from the ad. Of course you know that one. Of course you know that one. You knew it. Yeah, I'm not Zooey Deschanel. Don't try that shit on me. I'm going to try that when it's actually raining.
She doesn't know what my chances are.
Fucker. Yeah. Air shaft fun then.
Yep.
Dallas and air shaft. And this is another amazing moment where something from The Simpsons finally makes perfect, amazing sense to you.
This has happened nearly every time. Yeah, this is Willy in the air vent, isn't it?
That's
the kind of boop, 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 boop. Yeah.
Make way for Grease Willy. Out you go. Of course, Ripley looking over the school air conditioning system like beep, 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 beep.
Yep. Dallas is crawling through this vent, and then he finds some kind of, let's face it, jizz in there. And
spunk. You just don't want to say the word cum, do you?
No, that's a horrible word.
I've already tainted one podcast to that word. I'll keep it away from this one.
Oh, I didn't like that coming out of my... No, that's not... All right, but the...
Come on now, Sam.
I'm sorry, but...
Come to your senses.
Yeah, they find this kind of goop, and presumably it's like alien gunk, but at this point Ash is looking a bit sheepish.
A little bit. Oh. And a bit useless as well, a bit lethargic, almost as if he's post-coitus.
Guys, that's where I go to wank. I didn't mean to, you know.
In the air vents.
Yeah.
In a large
good place
pile.
to hide.
Alien creeps up right on him.
Yeah, it's good. Bip, 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 bip.
And the hysterical lady gets very upset at this point.
Yeah. But the alien, before he gets Dallas, does a kind of boo. It's like... It's very stereotypically scary. It's like, oh,
he's got a spring behind him. Like, I want to suck your blood. Yeah. Spooks me good and proper.
That was kind of cute. Yeah, hysterical lady. At this point, I was just thinking, hysterical lady, she's gonna die.
You were like, I mean, the second things went wrong, she was like, "That's it, game over." Like,
yeah, I was like,
she's like, John Hurt is dead. Blow up the spaceship.
I was like, okay, you're gone. Sorry, hysterical lady, you are in trouble.
I'd like actually to do a horror movie where all the really hysterical people like stay alive and all the really down to earth people like die off immediately.
Good. Yeah,
so he's left with running headless chickens running around. Like, it'd be amazing. Get a bit of computer fun. As Dallas is dead, we now have Ripley is now in command of the ship technically. Mm-hmm. So she goes to Mother and starts asking more questions, trying to find out about the alien. Find out that it's classified, overrides and find out the command that was given to Ash, the science officer: bring back the alien, no matter what. Crew is expendable.
Yeah.
Brackets, kill him if you must.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Hang on.
That's not alright. Yeah.
Mate, there's two things which you shouldn't do if you're on a space station with someone. Just common politeness. Mm-hmm. One, don't fart. Can't open a window.
Yeah.
Imagine Febreze would wreak havoc on the ventilation system. And two, don't kill him.
Don't
kill him.
Yeah.
It's common courtesy.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
Ash is a bit of a prick, isn't he?
Ash is a creep at this point.
And we're soon to find out why.
He gets confronted by Ripley, and she's getting a kerfuffle, and all of a sudden Ash goes sex mad and crazy strong.
He starts sweating jizz is what happens.
You thought he was the alien, didn't you?
I wrote a plot twist, Ash is the real alien. I wrote that before he became the robot thing. Before you could tell he was a robot.
Yeah.
I thought, this is going to be funny. Because he was being a bit of a dick. And I was like, maybe he's an alien.
It's one of the scariest parts of the movie.
Oh, maybe he is an alien. Because there's like...
stuff going on. And he's acting all like strange.
Weird stuff.
He gets really strong and he's forced to be choking or you feel like he's not even controlling himself.
Shit, I'm right, he's been inhabited by the alien or something. And then they're like, no, that's not what's happened.
You kind of wish it was an alien. He ends up being a
he
cyborg.
He rolls up a bit of paper and I thought, is he just going to swat Ripley?
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah.
There's got to be easier ways to smother people.
Yeah.
Sorry, that sounds so scary to say. Woo, Halloween episode. There's got to be an easier way to kill someone.
Am I right, guys?
Am I right, guys? I mean, it's...
Cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
Cinemaswirl@gmail.com. Have you ever tried to smother anyone using a rolled up newspaper? Or did they just assume that you're going to bat them on the head like a dog that had spoken out of turn? Yeah, Ash is gross. He is a cyborg. Mm-hmm. These go on to be a large part of the alien universe, but this is obviously the first time you're exposed to it. And it's like, you don't know this, so it's like, it's a crazy cyborg robot man, and he's got all loads of white liquids.
Parky whacks his head off.
All the fiber optics go everywhere. All the glow sticks come out of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much white fluid.
It looks like a melted candle.
He does. That's been covered in milk and
it's
that other fluid we were talking about.
And
it's not nice.
Quite a funny... I know this is 1979. It's good effects, but...
Yeah.
Where it's obviously like a kind of plastic head thing.
Put it down.
And then there's a really unsmooth cut to the actor.
What they should have done there is a nice fade. They should have just had Ridley Scott twirling around in front of it and then kind of going, yeah. And then it's like, boom, magic, I made it come to life.
Yeah.
But they kind of, that goofiness is almost negated immediately when as soon as he opens his mouth, a load of goo comes out.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, that was not nice.
No, it was not. And yeah, in addition to there now being an alien on board that has killed the captain and other members of crew, and now the science officer is only a bloody cyborg, these guys only get mocked by bloody Colin Come over here. Sitting there going, yeah, the alien's the best. He's really good at killing.
You admire him, don't you? You fancy that alien, don't you?
Oh, I bet you want to snog it, don't you? Gay, and a robot, and an alien.
What does he say? It's like, I just like his
purity. No, he said it was like perfection, I think.
Yeah, he says it's like perfect, and then he's like, I just admire it for its purity.
It's got acid blood.
Look at it.
It's acid blood. That is not pure. It's the opposite of pure.
If you had like milk blood,
that's not. Okay. No, he's acid blood, mate. That's when you eat all those trans fats and all that stuff. All that. Cut that shit out. Like, alien offs the lady and also Parker. So they're like trying to make a bomb.
Yeah. At this point, they're like, okay,
blow up the ship. Get
off on the little shuttle. That's our plan now.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
We're getting the fuck out of here.
Ironically, which is the hysterical lady's plan from the get-go. And they were like, good thinking, hysterical person.
Yeah, so Parker and hysterical lady go off to
get the
bomb.
And we were like kind of going, they're being very rough with those canisters. I know you're making a bomb, but can we please?
I thought that might be a plot point. They're throwing all these canisters about.
The clumsiness of a terrified crew assembling a bomb at last minute.
But that's not what happens. And then there's like a slow zoom onto hysterical woman. I'm like, okay, shit's going to go down here.
Parker dies in such a terrifying way.
Yeah, well...
It's that kind of... There's that shot where the alien's mouth is opening, the mouth's coming out, and there's kind of like water flowing over it.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking... It is alien. You know, it really is. And I mean, that's the thing, one of the strengths of this movie is the fact that everyone has preconceptions about what aliens are and whatnot. Particularly in the 70s, you're coming off of decades and decades of UFO movies and saucer men and things like that. And to take a concept which
is not a little silver bloke with a big head.
No, this is fucking terrifying. I don't think they've ever made aliens as scary as this ever. No. This is like peaked in the 70s and it's never come close since.
The deaths are a bit sudden. We talked about this before. Like, I think it's Parker kind of and that lady.
You think Parker?
Whose name we should know. Really,
Parker, you really think?
Yeah, especially considering how much this is not in his contract.
And also as well, Parker is so proactive.
Yeah,
running around with guns. He even tears his shirt a little bit, shows a little bit more muscle to show that he's doing a little bit more. You know, but I like that. It's kind of like it shows the balls and the bravado. Anyone who shows anything like that, really outwardly,
the mouth thing just juts out and kills him, and that's it. And I did say that. Is that it? Is that it? Is him gone?
Yeah,
that's it.
Done.
Yeah, all right.
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
I think but that's like the nonchalantness, which is just kind of like, it's like, hey, Parker, he's got a big flamethrower, he's going to do something. No, he gets killed.
It's kind of realistic, I suppose.
It is. He gets killed as easily as the person who's running around screaming and just, crying their eyes out, which is kind of like what makes it. Then you're immediately like, well, what chance has Ripley got?
Yeah.
What chance has Jonesy got? He hasn't even got thumbs.
Let's ask Mother.
Yeah.
Ripley's going for the fail-safe system thing.
Yes.
Detonate the ship thing.
Yeah, it's a very convoluted puzzle.
Screwing in all these things. And then it makes such a nice noise when it comes out. It goes... It's like a...
big cylinder.
Yeah, I can't make the noise, but it's nice when it comes out.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. More phallic imagery from the makers of this movie. Ripley, alien.
Pull out those 4 dicks and the... The ship will explode.
It's just like the ship just like opens up and a massive wheelie comes out like. Brrr, brrr.
And Ripley leaves to get Jonesy.
And right, this is like just pure terror in the next 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Running through the corridor, everything's shaking. Countdown is on for like the self-destruct sequence.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes and 5 minutes before you can
You go back basically.
Yeah.
And dry ice everywhere. And there's also an alien to be found. It's so scary. Because she's got a flamethrower, I guess, but it's like she's so visibly scared. Cool. It looks awesome, yeah. But it's kind of this moment really where the obviously being the last person standing, the action really focuses on Ripley, and that was a good point to talk about. What do you think of Ripley as a main character? Like in the 70s, action sci-fi type movies, not usually having a female lead.
Oh no, she's awesome. I think earlier on, like when everyone's panicking after Dallas's death, I was like, I really like angry Ripley.
When she's like pissed off, like, she's like in charge, in command. She's like competent. She's like she'll speak her mind. She's awesome and she can command. Level-headed. Yeah. And you don't get that in. I mean, even when you look at something like Sarah Connor, which is in the other movie, she was a strong woman or a strong female character, whatever. But she was like, oh, she's crazy though, and she's unhinged and all that. Yeah. And in the first Terminator movie, she is quite hysterical and whatnot. But I think Ripley might be like. Yeah. For the 70s, it's amazing, but to think that actually in the history of film, she's probably one of the.
She's awesome.
She's awesome, and she's not sexualized in like any way.
Well,
a little bit in the end.
We'll get to that in a second.
A little bit in the end, but I mean, like helpless lady running away from a phallic alien. You'd think that it would be a lot more. They would take advantage of that more.
But she's like prepared to kick ass. She's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Although there's a bit where she's like against the wall and the alien's around the corner, and it starts like flashing.
Yeah,
that is. Scary.
We watched this with the lights off as well.
Yeah,
and I was like properly like with all the strobe lights. I hope I don't wake up and piss the fucking. I've got loads of shit. I mean, back then when you had Street Sharks toys and they were rubbery, it would wash right off. Now it's full of clothes and ties and shoes. I gotta make sure I have a wee before I go to sleep. Like the escape is so fucking tense.
Well, she I focused on Jonesy a lot. I don't know if you've noticed this.
She drops Jonesy and picks him up so many times.
It's like she goes to get Jonesy, she's got Jonesy, and then the alien comes like, oh, run away, leave Jones, and Jonesy's there, and the alien's looking at Jonesy like, oh, I'll have a bite of this.
Oh, look at that little orange tapas over there. You know, I mean,
she gets him back in a bit.
I love that the kind of it shows a kind of like human side to the character without them being like overly sentimental. Like, oh no, the cat's gone. Like, you know.
But although when everyone was like before Parker and Hysterical Lady had died, I was like, get Jonesy, and you're like, fuck Jonesy, yeah. It's every cat for himself. And I'm like, for a zoologist, you're not got much sympathy for little Jonesy trapped in his little box.
I suppose he was trapped in his box. I say if he was trapped in the box, I'd actually have more.
Oh, he'd be right.
I'd have more faith in the cat surviving than as strong as you are as a female. As a character, Ripley. I mean, cat like trying to not beats a cat Jonesy. Like you know, no one's got anything on Jonesy. Yeah. Ship go boom.
Yeah, she gets out just in time, nick of time.
Fucking awesome big explosion.
Big explosion.
What would you rate that up with the Death Star explosion? I mean, those are two big. Yeah.
Both big buggers.
As it's exploding, she goes, "I got you, you son of a bitch."
I thought she was talking to Jonesy, just like, I got you, yes.
Jonesy's like, right back at you, you saucy bastard. Well, of course, I think as it was blowing up and whatever, you literally just turned to you and went, well, that alien has definitely been taken care of.
I reckon that alien is done for good, yeah.
Just the credits roll again. Like. Yeah.
I generally thought that was going to be the end.
Yeah, it is kind of like...
and yet, there's a little coda, a little extra bit.
A little bit extra bit, yeah. It's actually on board the ship, and it's all like sleeping and wrapped up, and like,
because this is the sexualized bit, I think. Where,
she takes her clothes off.
Taking her clothes off, and I think that for a lot of teenage boys, probably quite an iconic-y kind of moment.
So like Leia as a slave thing.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things.
Probably is, like. She wasn't doing it in an overly sexualized way.
It was not a sexual thing at all, but she's a very attractive lady, and I think that's probably, when you've got a sci-fi audience.
Yeah, and a giant black Mickey of a fucking alien in the corner.
They're going to have a look, mate.
Yeah, true that. Yeah. So aliens on board, throbbing away. Ripley, it's just brilliant, like kind of last scene sequence. She notices it very calmly, gets into the spacesuit, sing a little song to themselves.
Her in basically her pajamas.
Yeah.
And then big alien there. Like, ugh, an alien. That's what I really worry about with spiders. That I'm going to be like ready for bed and not have much on. And then I'll see a big spider and I'll have to like look at it and also put on trousers and then like shoes.
So the shame.
I can try and stomp.
Oh, I thought it meant like the shame of like.
I don't want to. I'm fine with a spider seeing my bits.
Seeing your meat and two veg, like.
I don't want it to get on it. You know, I don't want it to touch my skin.
Or particularly your ghoulies.
I don't. You know what?
You don't want a spider on your bird, is all I'm saying.
I've said this once. I'll say it 1,000 times. I don't want a spider on my ghoulies. Now, can you please stop sending those emails? Because I've had enough. Are
your ghoulies looking for hot young spiders in your area?
No.
They're not. No.
I've deleted my cookies and it's still not making any difference. You Google something once and you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. The airlock goes. Alien goes flying out. You think, oh, that's the end of that. Fucking holds on. But she prepared, shoots it. Done. And it holds on again.
Yeah. There's a lot of terror here. There's a lot of like, oh,
oh man. And of course Alien gets all burnt up by the giant rocket ship. Finally. Jesus. There's only one alien in this movie.
That was intense.
It's so intense. Fucking adore that flick. Absolutely brilliant.
Good work, Ripley.
Really, just brilliant, like, you know. Terms of just like setting the scene, introducing you to a whole universe, making you slowly aware of something. You know, as soon as you're figuring stuff out, stuff is changing, and it's just, I think it works really, really well.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I think different to The Shining, as you were saying, where like Shining, we had to sit back and kind of go, oh, there's many layers to that to try and figure it out. This is just like, it's a straight up brilliant, one of the best pieces of horror.
Although you were talking about phalluses the whole way through.
Yeah, well, it's very phallic. I mean, you know. But no, it's like, it's just it's a good, nice, self-contained. You could never see any other Alien film in the franchise.
And you could be happy with that.
Happy with that, I think. Yeah. Overall, what were your thoughts on this?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I was a bit worried about it because it was just a good film and there's not really that much funny, goofy stuff for us to, I think we've done alright. But
I think it's like, actually, out of all the films we've watched,
this is the one where I've most just been like, I just want to sit back and enjoy this.
There was there was very few moments, maybe only one or two, where it's kind of like, that's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Whereas, with Nicholson and The Shining, there was so much to hang your hat on.
It's
really
creepy, but also there's
a silly element to it.
Not much silly, but a very good film.
And you're talking about a man in a giant black rubber costume designed by a Swiss pervert. From nearly 40 years ago.
Whoa, you've been looking at my internet history. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah.
Clips for sale over here. But like, to think that, and the film is nearly 40 years old.
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
And a lot of the movies, particularly the ones that were on the list, we had Exorcist on the list as well, and people were like, oh, this is going to be one of those things where like, movies which are considered to be classic horror movies are kind of doomed to be failed when viewed by people such as yourself, because like, effects have changed, tastes have changed, expectations have changed. But how do you think first of all, how do you think it felt overall, like visually? Do you think it held up? Like, did you feel it was goofy at points? Or
no, it was really good visually. There was with the bits that are sort of funny and that they haven't held up, we pointed out, and they're really not that noticeable. There's only the head bit and maybe some of the computer graphics, but that's completely understandable and it doesn't affect the film.
No,
at all.
Definitely not.
It's not glaring things. Like there is some of that in things like Star Wars, especially when they've tried to digitally make it better. It actually makes it a whole lot fucking worse.
It's how much better that is. That they didn't touch this. Imagine if they tried to CG, the face hugger or something like that.
Well, I see
the chest burster,
like Prometheus and things like that. That'll be this universe, but with all kinds of.
Prometheus had a lot of problems with the film, but in terms of visuals and CG stuff, it was. I felt it was quite consistent. It wasn't gratuitous.
Oh, you mentioned The Exorcist, by the way. My dad, when I mentioned what was up for voting, he said, don't watch The Exorcist. Don't watch it.
Because it was too scary.
Don't watch it. I can't listen to Tubular Bells ever again.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Wait, is it because he thought it was so scary?
He was like, I love that, but I can't listen to it now because, I think so. I don't know whether it's like scary or bad. Or
I know, it's funny. That movie, I think, was banned in Ireland for many years.
Yeah, it's banned over here as well.
Yeah, it's really. But again, I think certain movies like that, I don't think Exorcist is one that might be interesting to look at to see in terms of it holding up.
Yeah.
But this
holds up.
It was great. Well. I think, and it wasn't just, you're not just coming away from this just scared. I think you had your spills and chills.
Yeah.
But you have a nice kind of.
Obviously, effects from the time, but they're used very cleverly and minimally in some senses. Like, you will cut away from it before it becomes silly.
You only actually see the alien on screen for maybe 2 or 3 minutes in total.
Which I think is important.
Yeah, definitely. So if you were to give this bad boy a star rating, what would it be?
I'm going 4.5 star wipes, Kevin.
4.5 star subscribes. You heard it here first.
Surprise, it's me, the ghost of Sam Chaplin. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of Cinema Swirl. Make sure you go into our Facebook page, facebook.com/Cinema Swirl, to vote on all upcoming episodes. If you're on Twitter, follow us at Cinema Swirl. If you're on iTunes, you can leave a rating or a review, and make sure you subscribe to get all of our episodes as soon as they're available. This episode was produced by Kevin, it was edited by me, Sam, and the music was also by me. Check out our YouTube page for some amazing animations featuring clips from episodes past. If you've got a question, query or comment, please send your emails to cinemaswirl@gmail.com. That's cinemaswirl@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.